Hello everyone, my name is Kate Alexandra and today I'm sharing a video with you to basically give you a bit of insight into my system, my new system that I've implemented this year for staying organized. It's a combination of essentially a planner or a calendar kind of system with a to-do list, and my secret sauce is that it's also about managing my energy as much as it is about managing my time. And so, a little bit of backstory. I have a lot of things on the go, as I'm sure you do as well. I'm a mum of two small kids, one of whom is just hanging out with me here, so you may hear him in the background. He's 2. I also have a boy who's 5 who just started school this year. So I've got 2 small ones. And then I've kind of got a lot of projects on the go. I run a small yoga studio here in my community in Waverton in Sydney. I also do various gigs as a writer, a copywriter, and a coach. I support people to get clear about their marketing for their business. And I also support people in creating sustainable self-care routines. So I've got all these different pieces going on, and I don't have an office to go to or a boss who can help me create a structure around how to manage all of these moving parts. So I need to create that for myself. And I know a lot of people are working in this way now. More and more people working from home and kind of having like offsites and doing a variety of different things all at once. And then of course there's the whole thing of being a parent and managing the domestics of home life. So quickly I will say that this system, one more muffin, there you go. Tuesday's baking day, so we baked. And yes, it's scheduled. And look, I will say that in creating this system, I knew I needed to give myself some structure. But I also needed it to be really flexible and adaptable because, as you know, with like small kids or, sometimes things just go awry and you have a day where you don't get anywhere near as much done as you thought you would. I'm also quite unrealistic in terms of what I think I can get done in a day. And that's why I also have this kind of energy management system that I overlay over the top of all of it, so which informs what I do on any given day. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So with a kid going to school, everything got kind of crazy and I was like, whew, I need a new system. And I'm combining what I feel is the best of a digital system and a pen and paper based system. So I kind of got pens and colors, and I'll give you a quick look. Oh, that's what it looks like. Let's just dive in. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I start with a blank page. I've tried using lots of different planners before and they never quite fitted my needs. I also just tried using lots of blank notebooks before, and when I say lots of, I mean like 8, and it got terribly confusing trying to find where I'd written all my things. So now I just have one book, and then I have 2 digital systems to collect data throughout the week. So one of which is my Google Calendar. You might have iCal or some other digital calendar system. And I think that's super important because a lot of what I do involves scheduling time with other people, whether that's a group yoga class, a private client, a Zoom call, all of the fixed appointments that involve face-to-face with other humans. All of that goes into the Google Calendar at the time at which it's scheduled. Then all the other bits and pieces that I need to do throughout the week, whether it's, booking my car in for a service, whether it's doing the grocery shopping, whether it's planning out my class for the week, updating my website, all those to-do list items go in an app that I use on my phone called Todoist. And there's a whole lot of different apps out there. But basically by using Todoist, I know that whenever I think of something I have to do, whether it's like tiny little task that's going to take me like 2 minutes, quickly reply to this person's voicemail, or whether it's, get back to so-and-so, anything from a 10-minute task to something that's going to take me possibly a whole day, it all goes in the to-do list. And in Todoist, I can color code tasks according to what project it relates to. So whether it's yoga, whether it's one of my copywriting gigs or a client gig or domestic. And so I will dump everything into Todoist. And then on Sunday night, I sit down and I create my calendar. So this looks all a bit crazy because it's got stuff in it. But essentially, I'm just writing the days of the week. And there are times when I've just done Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday, because that's the core time when I do work. And then I leave Sunday off because, family day. Other times I put the whole week in there, sort of depending on what's going on. One more muffin, there you go. And so that allows me to customize, because a lot of the time with planners, you end up having all this space that you're not using. And, if you've got a public holiday or you're working a short week, you could just, put your Tuesday through Friday, for example, on your blank page. And so then what I do once I've listed the days and created that sort of draft calendar in my notebook, I will then go to my Google Calendar, take out all the fixed appointments. So I'll show you here, everything here in red are my fixed appointments. Yeah, so they go in first. And then, this is the energy management system piece. So I plan my work week according to where I'm at in my menstrual cycle. So if you're a dude or you don't have a menstrual cycle, this won't be relevant to you. If you do have a menstrual cycle and you don't track it, it's really worth starting to track it to pay attention to where your energy levels are based on your hormonal fluctuations. So typically during menstruation or pre-menstruation, my energy is much lower, so my capacity is reduced. I'm much more effective doing solo tasks, such as writing, or things that don't involve like a lot of moving parts with a lot of other people. During ovulation and the lead up to ovulation, my energy is much more buoyant. I feel more extroverted, more out in the world. It's like the high summer of my cycle. It's a great time to do any public speaking or presenting, facilitating workshops, and that kind of thing. So at the top, you'll see here with the days, I've written, so the date, and then what day I'm on for my menstrual cycle. So this is Monday, this is me, day 8. Tuesday, day 9, Wednesday, day 10. So it's ovulation week for me. So my capacity is like got superpowers. So I know I'm going to be able to get more done this week than I would on a menstruating week. Hello. I don't know if you can't see him. He's got cake all over his face. Muffin, banana muffin. So then, knowing this is ovulation week, I go about scheduling all the things that I'm going to get done this week. And literally in blue here is where you just see I basically just copied my to-do lists and popped them in. Now, Friday, this sort of looks a little misleading, but this is really only 9 to 11. So after 11 on Friday, I've got nothing scheduled, and I do that intentionally. This is where the system enables me to be adaptable. Anything that I don't get done earlier in the week, I can move over to Friday. And that's really important for me to know that I have that little bit of a buffer where if I'm not getting stuff done earlier in the week, I have space to shuffle it over to Friday. What else? You'll also see here in green, I've scheduled in school pickups and drop-offs. So again, that's sort of a fixed thing that I know I have to be somewhere at a particular time. Thank you, darling. And then here, I've just written my priorities for the week. So that kind of gives me a bird's eye view of, okay, these 4 things are like, got to get them done. All right. Probably is about it. If you've got any questions, send me a message. And if you start using the system and you're enjoying it, let me know.